Hello, Ranga. Thanks.
Hi, sir. Good
evening to you. Thanks for coming online to talk to us. Just to give you some background, we always had a YouTube channel, but now we are trying to relaunch it with some additional videos and some videos from with industry experts like you. So what is that my observation is, in the manufacturing industry, people will learn from others' experience much faster. Okay, then if you send them to training programs also, learnings will be there, but if others are sharing their own experiences, I think my observation is executives will learn much faster. So that's the reason I am interviewing senior people like you from the industry, and then trying to bring out your achievements and your learnings in your career, so that others can benefit from that experience. So
thanks for the invitation, sir.
Good. So Ranga, I know that you have been exposed to total quality management, TQM, in your career. So in TQM, as we know, I think there is every company follows their own procedures and their own type of TQM. Now, can you explain the major TQM tools that you used in your career?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So actually, before I go to the elements of the TQM, just I would like to share my experience with respect to TQM definition. So whatever the JUSE has given the definition, I will tell in my experience. So normally the TQM is a systematic activities carried out by the organization to meet organizational objectives as well as the customer requirement. Okay. The customer requirements is nothing but quality, cost, delivery and development. So here the main point is, one side the organizational objectives, the other side the customer requirements. Both will be actually managed in the TQM environment. So this is how all the elements which I have understood in my experience, and these elements are tools. Normally some people will call it as a tools, and we used to call those as elements. So these are actually 16 to 17 elements, sir.
Okay.
Starting from top leadership, policy deployment, daily work management, total participation, then Kaizen culture, manufacturing quality, field quality, vendor quality, implementation of 5S, then application of SPC, SQC, utilization of IT, that is information technology, then corporate social responsibility and human resources and other operational excellence practices. Also the standardization. So all these 16 to 17 is part and parcel of the TQM elements, and these are almost all interrelated to each one.
Okay. Wonderful. I think these are these elements, as I understand, I think they will cover the whole organization, and that's why maybe it's called as organization-wide initiative. And out of these elements, as you call them, Ranga, which are the elements that you would have used most in your career, and what are the concept behind that? Can you please explain to us?
Yeah, sure, sir. So actually, the total top leadership I will be excluding. So policy deployment and daily work management. So this daily work management we'll also call as a daily routine management.
Okay.
In our language, we used to call that. So I will be focusing more on policy deployment and daily work management.
Right.
So with respect to the policy deployment, before we come to the policy deployment, I would like to explain the business planning, what I have learned in mainly the RANE organization. So we used to have first mission and vision statement. Any professional company normally will have mission and vision statement.
Okay.
So to meet that statement, so we used to have the long-term and short-term strategic business plan, so SBP. So normally it used to be some 3 years plan. So from this SBP planning, we used to prepare annual operating plan. So up to this level, all the senior management executives will be participating in this exercise.
Okay.
So in the annual operating plan, from here only the policy deployment starts. So I will be explaining how the policy is prepared and how it is deployed and what is my experience that I also will be sharing with you. So with respect to the policy deployment, once now the president, there is a company head, maybe some companies call a president, some maybe CEO. So my president used to take 30-year priority areas. So that annual operating year priority areas, then he used to deploy those points or those priority areas to the functional heads and plant heads. So we used to have different plants. So some like functional heads means marketing, then the R&D, material set, and also it used to come to the plant head. I used to head the plant. So I also used to get some of the priorities, that is nothing but policy points. We used to call as a policy points.
Okay.
So from here onwards, I will take an example. So the policy points, 2 policy points I will take an example. So one was revenue enhancement.
Okay.
So that was the one policy point which was chosen by our president. The second one was the cost competitiveness. So with respect to cost competitiveness, he will be deploying to the plant heads as well as other functional heads. Okay. So for example, other functional heads may be material cost reduction. Thus goes to that functional head who sits at the corporate. So when it comes to me, that was actually reduction of direct labor percentage to sales. The metric was percentage to sales. So I have to reduce the direct labor cost percentage to sales. For example, 20% to 15%. So this is the policy point. Means this is a priority area for the company to improve the bottom line.
Right.
So that is nothing but cost competitiveness. Automatically our contribution will improve. Then automatically we can give a better cost or better price to the customer.
Okay.
Better cost for us, better price to the customer. So this now it is came to me as a deployment point. So I am plant head. Then this direct labor percentage to sales from 20 to 15%. If I have to reduce means this I will be again deploying to my other HODs. So I will explain here. This is a very beautiful process. So how my managing point here is to reduce the direct labor cost percentage to sales from 20 to 15%. Then my review frequency. So that format also tells about the review frequency. I have to review myself along with my boss every once in a month. So these to meet this target, so I will be having some major measures. So just like that, I can't achieve from 20 to 50. So 5% is a huge increase. So this I will be writing my major measures. So I have to do some measures. I have to take care of measures. So for example, implementation of lean production system. Then improve the productivity in so and so modules.
Okay.
And reduce the cycle time. So these are the major measures where I have to focus. So now in my hand, I have target from where to where I have to bring it down this one and how. So what part also I have, how part also I have. So these 2 things. So up to here, now I have my managing point. So what is my target? What is my frequency and unit of measure? Okay. These things now I alone will not be doing. So these policy points again I will be deploying to my next HOD. For example, so I will be having manufacturing head, manufacturing engineering head, and HR head. For example, so for manufacturing head I will be deploying improve the productivity in so and so module.
Okay.
Even before I put up the major measures. Now I will be having some database, last year's database. So I will be delegating in improve the productivity in so and so module. Okay. And that is for manufacturing head. Then the same one more measure, that is the reduction of cycle time. That I will be delegated to my manufacturing engineering head, where they will be focusing on time study, work study, then man machine shot. So then they will be focusing there.
Okay.
Again, the same thing to HR people. Maybe they will have to now increase the temporary operator trainings.
Right.
So increase the temporary operator trainings percentage by improving the skill level. So like that, these 3 major measures of mine will be deployed to 3 people.
Okay.
So those 3 manufacturing again they will be deploying to the managers, their managers. So these policy points normally goes to up to the level of managers. once these three people, suppose manufacturing head achieves his productivity, then also the cycle time reduction happens through ME, and this HR guy, if he improves the skill and increases the percentage of temporary operator trainees, automatically I will be achieving my 15%, whatever the 20 to 15% of percentage I will be achieving.
Okay.
So this I will be reviewing with them on weekly basis. So
right.
This is how the overall process happens in policy deployment.
So wonderful. I think what I understand is this is a wonderful tool for aligning the organization. So the president of the company is deciding something that this is the focus for the company, and then as it is being deployed by each level to the next level, there is a perfect alignment. Otherwise, I've seen in many companies that the head of the company wants the company to go in one direction, but somehow the head is going, but the tail is not going. Okay, so I think we're using the policy deployment tool. I think it is very much possible to align the organization perfectly to the targets that the head of the company is thinking about. So
exactly. Apart from that one, sir, the total participation also will happen. Suppose one is not achieving, the CFT will be formed across the organization, and this total participation along with the alignment definitely will be achieving the policy points.
Okay. So now, you have explained it very beautifully, Ranga. You have taken an example and then explained. So it's quite clear saying that, okay, how the deployment is being done and so on. So using this tool, whether it is policy deployment or daily work management, in your career, what may be the type of results that you would have got?
Sir, it is almost all very extraordinary results in systematic way. I have got it. Suppose now I have explained the PD process. Maybe the PD process is from policy. Suppose I will just to explain the case study or the results, I will be taking the DWM as an example now. So I will be covering the other element also.
Okay.
So this daily work management point of view, suppose it is coming from the role of an individual. I will take a manufacturing head as because I was also working as a manufacturing head in Plana Pre-Clinics.
Okay.
So suppose if you take the manufacturing head as a role holder, so he will have to perform some roles. So he has to achieve production, he has to achieve quality, he has to control the cost. So take an example of achieving one of the managing point is he has to achieve customer fulfillment index.
Okay.
Suppose last year's the customer fulfillment index is normally it is percentage. So 95% means whatever the production or customer requirement planned versus actual. Maybe last year it used to be 95% means this year my target is 100%. Okay. If I have to achieve means manufacturing head alone cannot achieve, but we have achieved 100%. Even sometimes beyond 100, and means they have increased the demand also, they have achieved that one. So that I will explain that process, how it has happened, how it is delegated to the level of operator.
Okay.
So now this production achievement, what will happen now? This is further deployed to the manufacturing head, then module leaders, and even to the cell leader level.
Okay.
So this entire production plan versus actual will be divided across the modules. So here the DRM, so every cell will have DRM boards.
Okay.
So DRM, so every DRM board consists of PQ, CD, SM. All these parameters display will be there. So whatever the module leader is responsible for production, quality, cost, and cost, morale, and safety. So all these things now you will be tracking every day. So for take an example of the same output. Suppose now he has planned for 4,000 numbers per shift. Suppose if he has not achieved that one, so he will be tracking the sheet. So cell leader has to achieve shift-wise output, and module leader has to achieve for the day. So here, if they are not achieving, immediately the YY analysis comes into picture.
Okay.
So why they are not achieved? Either that may be production or that may be quality also. So this YY, they will do the YY analysis, go for the root cause. So what is the root cause? Whether suppose it's a quality issue, so whether the SOP adherence is the issue, or machine condition is the issue, or 4M condition, or are there any other issues? So they will focus on the root cause, then they will go further details. First, they will take the corrective action to bring it back to the target level. They will see whether it is a sporadic, that will not repeat. If it is a chronic, then again they will look for whether we have to take it up any cross-functional team with respect to the staff or any QC story approach. That is, normally QC story means QCCs, whether any workman involvement is needed. So these things they will discuss first then.
Okay.
Then, after completion of first level meeting, they will also go for cell meeting. Every shift starting, there will be sunrise meeting. We used to call it sunrise meeting.
Okay.
So maybe it will not take much time. Whatever I am explaining is maybe slightly, more points I am explaining. But real sense, no, it will take maximum 5 to 10 minutes because that culture automatically will be built up.
Okay.
The system.
Okay.
So they will look for 1 minute for production. Suppose there is an issue, they will discuss. If there is a rejection, even they will bring the product on the table, look for the abnormality, whether that is a just do activity or we have to do some Kaizen or we have to do some any QCC. So once that is done, these things now we will be actually standardizing also.
Okay.
If it is discipline issue, we will address it to the operators, cell leaders and modulators. Or if it is a analysis issue, we will take the corrective action, countermeasures, we will standardize, and also it will be deployed horizontally across other areas where it is applicable. Okay. So with these things, all the PQCDSMs, so actually we have achieved in the cells, and also the culture of achieving results has become actually some sort of practice, and even it has led to the mutual trust and confidence also among the staff and workers.
Wonderful. So, as I understand, I think the daily work management tool is something that will help the people who are practicing to manage their routine work in a very efficient manner. Because sometimes the routine work can become boring and then somebody may slip in the routine work. But by following this process, I think you are ensuring that the results are coming regularly.
Yes, and the accountability and responsibility happens parallelly. So even operator cannot escape. Maybe the cell leader cannot escape because now he has to see whether suppose any gap is there, he has to bring back. That may be quality, that may be cost. He cannot even suppose we take an example of consume. He cannot draw just like that any consume. As long as he is in target, all these things again. One of the element was using IT. So the SAP is controlled. Once if we draw any consumables or if rejection goes up, so his quota is over.
Okay.
So it brings discipline, alignment, discipline, total participation, accountability, and responsibility.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think it sounds like a very good instrument for the daily management, Ranga. Now, an important part in this type of initiatives is, okay, how do you align your team, and then how do you train your team? Maybe some training is required, formal training, but maybe some more training is required on the job. So how are you addressing your team?
Yes, sir. So during the initial stages, where the corporators came into our plants and they are given the formal training and the TQM process, whatever I said, all the 14 elements, how the deployment happens, all these things. So later on, so whoever joins or inducted as a new employee, he will go for 4 days training. This is one part.
Okay.
This is formal training.
Okay.
So more in TQM, as per my experience, more than the formal training, he has to actually undergo the practices every day. So as a plant head, as a manufacturing head, what I used to do is, so I used to do my reviews in the TQM way of working. So whenever I start my review, so I will ask, what is your management point? So whether have you achieved or not? What is the gap analysis? Whether your vibe analysis is okay or not okay? If it is not okay, then we will actually drill on them. First day, second day we will understand. Next day meeting I have to go with preparation, with the database. There is no any experience. This may happen, B shift, C shift, nothing. So they will come with a clear-cut database decisions, and then they will be discussing with us. Then we will. So like this, even we used to go. My reviews used to be very structured. So maybe first 1 hour with the staff, that is managers and module leaders. Once in a week or even twice in a week, suppose if there is environment calls, we used to go twice in a week to the shop floor. We used to review the DRM also. So the operators, cell leaders, managers, everyone will think, how I am reviewing, they will be knowing. So automatically the ability to see the problems also automatically will improve. And sometimes they will also come out for a planted has come, so I have to tell some kaijens, I have to tell some QC stories. They will also ask some support from me. I used to give the support immediately. If it is HR support, immediately we'll call the HR person, please give the support. So the participation also goes improves, and also the TQM way of working. We used to call WOW. So this WOW concept will be deployed to the level of the operator actually. This is how the workman participation we have.
Okay. So, the TQM, what you're saying is it help you to address the workmen also. Am I right, Ranga?
Exactly. That is the major foundation.
Okay, wonderful. So, now you have used the TQM widely in your career, and let's say if a company is wanting to implement TQM now in their company, what's the advice that you would give them?
Definitely, sir, because I have seen, because I have worked in the TQM environment also, non-TQM environment also.
Okay.
But if you have to implement with the spirit, the TQM is first thing is the top management commitment.
Okay.
Because TQM is it is not like any LPS, because you implement LPS, get the productivity, okay, got the results, gone away. It is not the case. It is a culture transformation.
Okay.
So that may be, because maybe the three elements works here. One is you need to improve the customer focus, because customer is first. That concept has to be inculcated among all the employees. Then the total participation and continuous improvement culture.
Okay.
So one day I do improvement and I cannot sit down. So continuously you think and challenge the status quo. So this top management commitment, later on, maybe sometime people will think it as a extra toll or extra burden. So this feeling, especially the top manager, once the commitment is there, mainly the functional heads and plant heads and HODs, we should not give that feeling. So it is not an extra burden. The third one is, now we have to actually train them and handhold them during the transition time. We have to handhold them, tell them it is not extra burden. Even suppose now I had an issue when I worked in non-TQM environment. Suppose if my next guy, if he leaves, my report leaves, now I will have a problem. I will have tricks. Because no one will be there, because system will not take care. In TQM environment, when I was working with Rana engine valves, even 2 people, 3 people at a time leaves also, nothing will happen. Because I have 100% corridor saying that no, cell leaders will take care. The next level people will take care. Maybe major improvements may hold for some time, but we will again bounce back.
Okay.
So this is how it takes care of it.
Okay.
Only because these are the top 3, there are many things.
Okay.
There are no those things.
Right. So now you have used TQM for a very long time. Okay. How many years is it, Ranga? How many years have you used TQM in your career?
So I have started the TQM journey in the year of 2001, sir.
Okay.
So almost 18 years.
18 years you have used. So now, what are the changes that you would have done in your own practice of TQM? How it would have evolved over a period of these 18 years?
Initially, even first 1 or 2 years, I also thought that it is a burden. Means now people are asking to fill these format, that formats and all. So once I started yielding the results, and during those days our planets also used to come to the DRM meetings and all. So when I used to share my learnings to my planters, residents and all, so I got means some sort of satisfaction. Yes, no, this will give the results. Also, I got lot of recognition with TQM.
Okay.
Sometime back, my career got actually stopped there. So when this TQM introduced, so automatically the performance got elevated.
Okay.
So in that manner, no, this TQM, with respect to TQM, so some results what I have seen is the revenue enhancement. Automatically, the top line will grow. So also the profitability, because the profitability is a factor of both revenue, variable cost, as well as fixed cost. In auto, because majority of my experience in auto, sir. So the cost is a major and foremost factor, controlling the cost. So there I have even benefited, and even I have put a lot of efforts to control the cost, especially direct labor, consumable, and the power cost. Also, how to enhance my top line. Some time back, I used to actually regret the NPDs. So after 3-4 years now, I realized that the NPDs also maybe that is our future business like that. So it's a lot of transformation in me as well as in the companies also I have seen. Even RVL, when I joined Rane Engine Valves in 2010, maybe that profitability was 0.1%, 0.2%.
Okay.
Almost a break even. So 1 or 2 years, we have actually revived the respect by maybe the support of my top management also. They are given very free hand to me in Rane Engine Valves Medshell plant. We brought back to 3%.
Wonderful.
Medshell plant.
Okay.
So basically, we are focused on top line and cost control.
Okay. Wonderful. I think you have presented the view of a plant head using the TQM, I think, in a very nice manner, Ranga. And I understand that, if you use the TQM in a systematic manner, and use the elements of the TQM like daily work management and policy deployment in a systematic manner, I think you can improve the daily discipline as well as ensure the alignment of the organization and ensure that the improvements are happening on a continuous basis, not as a one-off exercise. So you explained very beautifully, Ranga. Thanks a lot for this. I'm sure our YouTube channel users will be benefited by this. So we will come back to you for more specific improvements that you would have done in your career, so that also can help the users. So thanks a lot for coming online. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity, sir. Maybe sharing this experience to all the people is maybe improving my motivation levels. So thanks.
Wonderful. Nice, Ranga. Thank you.